People are going to do exactly what they want to do no matter what. So if what you really want to do is gain that financial freedom, that time freedom, and generational wealth, but your mindset keeps getting in the way, honey, baby child, this video today is just for you. So let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? It's Con Connects here, and today's video is all about mindset and money and how you guys need to stop letting your mindset control your money. Okay, I have so much to get into today, and I have a very, very, very special guest that will be joining us in just a little bit, but I wanted to talk to you guys first. So y'all know my story. Y'all know how I started. Y'all know that I didn't have a chance to develop the mindset that we're trying to teach you to develop, right? I was just thrown in there, forced in there to do what I needed to do to get done what I needed to get done to be where I am today, okay? Today, I want to try to help you to get to that mindset. And in the conversation that we're going to have a little later, we're going to talk about mindset, how money plays a role in that and all that good stuff. But I want to give you some steps on how to help your mindset reprogram itself. Okay. And I'm going to share something a little bit personal with you guys. So bear with me as I do this. The first thing I feel like every person needs to do when trying to reprogram, revamp, change their mindset is to have a goal in mind, right? You know, people talk about vision boards and having a vision board, seeing what you want, and that you meticulously matriculated into reality by having that vision board and stuff. And I know some of y'all probably like, that junk don't work. That junk don't work. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. It does work. Okay, it works because you get to visually see what you are working towards every single day, and for some reason that does something to you. That actually, I feel like it motivates you to go harder, to work harder, to do it more. Right? You got a picture on the wall of a guy back in the 90s, 80s, whatever, a bodybuilder, right? You're like, man, I want to be like that person. And you look at it every day. And eventually, the face start changing. And you're like, why is the face fading away? Right? Every time you look at it, why is the face fading away? And eventually, that face changes to your face. Because you're imagining you being on that wall, looking like that. You're imagining you being on that beach or having that bank account or attending this or doing that. You start imagining you. And when you start imagining you being in the position that you want to be, I don't know, universally, magically, spiritually, I don't know, something starts to happen inside. I am convinced that like your cells and all this stuff start changing to help you get there if you really want it. Okay, so I think the first step to changing your mindset is to set a goal. Now, people do this different ways. They do vision boards, they write down goals like I used to do every year. I wrote down all my goals. But in this wonderful program I'm in, they had us write a purpose statement. Now, purpose statement is basically saying that you are going to, what you're going to accomplish, what you want out of life, what you want from the accomplishment, you know, whatever you want. And guys, I'm going to be very vulnerable, and I'm going to read my purpose statement to you. So when you're seeing this video, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 years from now, you can say, dang, she made her purpose statement happen. Now, I read this every single morning. You know, I try to. I ain't gonna lie. I want to be honest and transparent. I do have it sitting at my bed, and I have it on my wall so that I can see it. But I try to read this every single morning. And when I read it, I don't just read the words. I imagine that is happening. I got a very vivid memory, okay? So I want you to take this opportunity after this video, during the video, whatever, and I want you to write your purpose statement. Okay, now if you have a hard time writing it, you know what you can use? I don't agree with AI when it comes to government contracting, but you can definitely have your chat. My chat's name is Cornelius. Don't laugh and don't try to take it either. You could definitely have your chat help you to create your purpose statement, okay? I want you to write your purpose statement, and I want you to put it at your nightstand on your bed. And every single morning, I want you to read that purpose statement. Okay? And not just read it. I want you to imagine what you're reading. All right? So, let me read you my purpose statement, and then you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is my purpose statement that I created for 2025. Okay? And I'm going to read it to you. All right? Once again, I'm being very vulnerable here. I think you definitely should create your own purpose statement, but this is mine, okay? I, Trenell Taylor, am destined to become the most sought after, trusted, and reliable proposal pro coach nationwide. My in-person proposal submission workshops will be recognized by well-known podcasts as one of the most impactful, insightful, and informational experiences ever created. They will stand out for being relatable, exciting, and fun, while also delivering tangible results and empowering participants to take action with confidence. I will assemble the perfect team to bring my ideas to life with precision and grace. First, I'll have a logistics manager who will coordinate, plan, and manage all of my events to ensure everything runs smoothly. A personal assistant will travel with me and be responsible for documenting my daily activities, travel adventures, and events through photos and videos. A creative director will transform my ideas into reality by handling editing, posting, and overall creative direction. I'll also have event assistants who will check in guests and take care of any on-site tasks to keep each event running flawlessly. Next, my dream team of attorneys. An IP attorney will handle my copyright, trademark, and patent matters. A litigation attorney will look after any lawsuits, contract disputes, or employment issues. A business attorney will address day-to-day legal questions and concerns. If needed, an employment attorney will be on standby for issues involving W-9 contractors or my small team of employees. In addition, I have an accountant to oversee my financial matters. Finally, I'll put together my glam squad. A stylist will create outfits that reflect my personal style. A hairstylist will keep my hair healthy and beautifully styled. An esthetician who is skilled in makeup and skincare will handle my skincare routine, eyelashes, and lipstick needs. A personal trainer specializing in nutrition will help me maintain my health and fitness. A personal chef will prepare meals that support my wellness goals, and a nail artist will ensure my nails are always healthy and fashionable. In return, my workshop will provide my audience with the most extensive overview of proposal submitting, while immersing them with real-time activities that will allow them to practice the process and submit eligible proposals that they could actually win. In 2025, I will gain a total of 100,000 followers across all platforms who know, like, and trust me. These followers will turn into students and attend my workshops or purchase any of my products. By the end of 2025, every workshop and mentorship program I have will be sold out and have a waiting list for miles. With this foundation, I will have the freedom to live my best life, travel the world, learning new languages and skills, building my family compound, building my family estate, launching nonprofit initiatives, and relying on my exceptional team to support my vision. I will achieve ultimate life satisfaction by becoming more spiritual, healthier, physically fit, financially secure, and the best version of myself. And I signed that on 1/24/2025. Okay? That's my purpose statement. All right? All right, so let's get out this mushy stuff and let's get on into the conversation, okay? Building my family estate, launching nonprofit initiatives, and relying on my exceptional team to support my vision. I will achieve ultimate life satisfaction by becoming more spiritual, healthier, physically fit, financially secure, and the best version of myself. And I signed that on 1/24/2025. Okay? That's my purpose statement. All right? All right, so let's get out this mushy stuff and let's get on into the conversation. I want to welcome my special guest. You guys may know him as
I am gonna do that on purpose.
you may know him as Dr. Wes Fisher, government contractor, online coach,
There you
who's
go.
teaching people how to submit with the federal government. As y'all know, we both do that. We came up together, we learned together, we excelled together, and now we be doing stuff together. I don't know.
Yep.
So go ahead, introduce yourself, and let people know who you are.
Bad. Yes, Dr. Wes Fisher. You can find me on social media at Dr. Wes Fisher on Instagram or YouTube, or Make Money with Wes on TikTok. But real quick, I help people make 6 and 7 figures a year in government contracting from home without doing the physical work. That's what I do. That's me.
Plain and simple. So today's conversation, as y'all heard in my intro, is about money and mindset.
Mhm.
We often have this conversation about money and
Yeah.
mindset, about that you have to have. Some people think you have to have the money to have the right mindset. Some people say you need to start off with the right mindset to get the money. So we're gonna have a discussion because a lot of you guys out there, my students, his students, people who interested in doing being a federal concierge, because y'all know I call myself a federal concierge, who's interested in doing this, y'all be stuck in this whole I ain't got it. And
Yeah.
from like I feel like I'm more like y'all. I feel like I let him speak, but I feel like he already had the right mindset because I think, well, like I said, I'm gonna let him speak, but I feel like he's already been doing this for years, like investing in coaching and other people I ain't never heard of. He done brought me on to some people that I ain't never heard of.
Hmm.
So I let him talk about that, but a lot of
Hmm.
y'all be so stuck on the money part. And now
Hmm.
that I'm here where I am in my mindset, I want to shake y'all and be like, stop, don't do that. Like, because you're
Hmm.
really just going to hold yourself back.
Hmm.
And you're not going to get anywhere. So that's what I wanted to have a conversation with today. So Wes, getting into the
Yes.
mindset aspect, where did your mindset come from? Did you always have a like, oh, I'm just going to do it and we're going to see how I go mindset? And if you did, like, where did you learn that?
I think there's two spots in my life. Like one, when I was a kid hustling, my mom took me to Sam's Club and she showed me the box of candies. She's like, here, I'm like, why the box is so big? She's like, oh, this bulk buying. I said, so that whole box of Snickers costs what, $20? But it's like 30, 40 Snickers in there. So I'm like, you mean to tell me if I sell each one for $1, you bought it for 20 and I'm gonna make 30, I'm gonna make $10 profit, $15 profit. Now again, I wasn't the one buying it though. So like I didn't have to have the mindset then because it was like, mom, go buy the candy for me. Like, and I hustled airheads. That's what I did. I hustled airheads.
Ooh,
I
airhead.
sell remember airheads? I
Mm-hmm.
used to sell them for a quarter a piece. A quarter a piece. I don't
Quarter.
remember
Ooh,
the
they was
exact.
10 cents. Ooh, you was hot.
I was a quarter. We bought the whole pack I'm sorry, at Sam's Club, and then I would put them in a Ziploc bag, and I was going to school. I was selling for a quarter a piece, and I made money. But here the thing is, I didn't buy the airhead, so really, it's no risk, right? As a kid, you can
Mm-hmm.
kind of say I had the mindset, but no, I didn't because I didn't even understand the cost of it because I wasn't even buying it out of my own money. Like my mom was buying it for me. So that's that. So I don't know. We can kind of debate if that's mindset or not. But I would say, flash forward to like college. when I got involved in like business for the first time, like back to what you said about my mindset, really, it was like when when I graduated college,
And what was your major?
education, become a
Okay.
school teacher. Yep. When I graduated college, my first job as a school teacher, there was a secretary who, anyway, long story short, I joined this network marketing program. And long story short, it was like, hey, we got a training coming up in Louisville, Kentucky. You got to go there so you can get better. And I was like, a training? What? I said, I just paid to join the thing and the video's online. What do you mean I got to go? They said, well, you have to go to training. The more you train yourself, the more money you make. And I said, what? I said, how much is the training? I don't remember. It might have been like literally the ticket might have been like $100. And I was like, I gotta go to Louisville, Kentucky. Where am I gonna stay? I gotta go to this training. Like, why? Why would I go to a training if I already you already told me all I gotta do is tell people about it? But that's where it started. That's where it started. She convinced me to go, and I never missed a training in that company for 2 years. I went to every single training for 2 years straight.
So with that mindset, then that kind of like, so they taught in college. So that yours started in college. So you didn't always
Correct.
have that mindset. You started in
No,
college.
correct.
And so because you went to a training, I guess it was a good training, or you got
Yeah,
out whatever out of it,
yeah,
then you knew that moving forward, okay, although I may, be interested in something, in order to get better, I need
correct,
to go to training. I
correct.
need to have more information. And of course, trainings aren't free all the time.
No,
So how did the like with the in college at the time,
uh,
and be honest,
I'm
if a
honest.
training, or if you ever had the training and they was like, oh yeah, this training is gonna be $500 this time, like
Yeah,
in college, at your mindset in college, what
yeah.
was your thought process? Like, were you like, okay, or were you like, I gotta buy my books, I got a test tomorrow, like what were
What?
you?
No, that's a good point because here I got to clarify. I say college, but really it was right when I graduated because I still stayed in that same area. So I graduated college, and then that's when I went to my first training, started to invest in myself. So when I was in college, I never did. Like honestly, yeah, if I would have saw a commercial, hey, come here, find out about real estate. It's this training. It's $4.95 to come to this training. I probably wouldn't have did it. I'll be honest with you. I probably wouldn't did it. I didn't have the mindset. I didn't have the mindset in college. But as soon as I graduated, my first year out, and I ran into that person, honestly, that's where it got built. Again, I can't pinpoint the very
Mm,
moment or second,
yeah.
but honestly, I think that's where it got built is when I finally ran it. And again, some people might hate it. I don't want to turn this to network marketing. Some people might hate it or love it. Oh, my friend hit me up. They want to reconnect, but then they invite me to a meeting. No, whatever.
Right.
Network marketing, the one thing that you can't debate is the biggest thing they give you is that education right there, what you asked them about. Mindset. Like
Mm,
mindset, even though you might be selling some potions and lotions and you might be Mary Kay, whatever, you might be selling something like, I don't really get it. The concept don't really make sense. The training, it changed your life. So that's where it started. Me saying, if I didn't say yes to that, it's almost scary, like the thin line. If I didn't say yes to that
to
training in
Louisville.
Louisville, Kentucky, if I didn't say yes to that training years and years ago, maybe I would have said yes later, but
Hmm.
like life could be totally different.
Oh my God, I cannot believe it. It's back. Want to know what I'm talking about? Guys, are you ready? Are you ready to submit? Guess what? The Watch Us Submit Dallas workshop is back. Yes, it is back. Come join me for 8 hours of total fun where we will be going step by step by step through the entire submitting process. And guess what, y'all? At the end of the workshop, someone's leaving with a submitted proposal. And guess who that person is? You. Everyone is guaranteed to leave with a submitted proposal. And guess what? You actually might win, like Akia did in my last workshop. So if you are ready to stop playing around, stop making excuses, and ready to submit like a boss and have a boss help you submit, come to the workshop in Dallas. Go to the link in the bio, click on the link, and go get your tickets now. See, that is funny that you say that, because but I still want to know, like, okay, so even if it was after college, then you had the mindset, if a
Yeah,
training still was $500,
I do it.
like, what goes through your mind? Because I feel like the people
Oh,
who are watching us
mhm.
who want to invest in products that we have or go to trainings that we have, they be like, yeah,
Yeah,
I want to, but then when that price tag come, they like, I got this bill to pay, I got that bill to pay. So in
I
your
know what it
mind,
is.
like, and be honest, have
I
you
got you.
ever a $500,000, your, like, after you got out of college, your next training that
Yeah,
costs, okay, so what's the highest training?
the highest training I
Wait,
paid.
no, not right
Oh,
now, but
oh.
in the college, like in that college phase, like after you got out of college, before you started really like not caring about paying for training, what was the highest training you ever paid for?
I mean, really, it's probably anywhere. I mean, it's the range between 100 and 1,000. I never spent more than 1,000. Like in
Okay,
college, in Trent, no, I never spent more than 1,000.
right.
So it was between 100, 100 and 1,000, that
Okay,
range.
so when that training came up, that was the most during that time where like you was just learning the mindset. It's like, okay, training is good, and they said, oh, this is gonna be $800 training or whatever the highest was. What was your? What did that feel like? What was your thought process, if you can
Yeah,
remember?
I can remember. I could, I can remember. I can tell you real easy. Well, two things. It was a gut check. Like that one. That first of all, that first one in Louisville. The good thing was my biological dad. He lives in Louisville. So what did I do? I even took a picture. I gotta find it somewhere. I took a picture of a little my bed made on his couch, and I
Mm,
slept on that couch in order to go to that training. So that's one thing of right, the mindset of like I can't really afford to get down there and get a hotel and do this and do
mm,
that. But my dad lived there, so let me go ahead and stay at his house, and I'll just walk to the training. I think I walked to the. I mean, he lived in Louisville, so it was like literally downtown. But I like
mm.
walked like 20 minutes to the training each day. So that was the mindset. But that training was like maybe $100, 150 to go. They had another training they did at the end of the year every year. It started at 497. And I was like, man, all these other trainings is 120, 150. End of the year training 497 just for the training. That's not hotel, that's not flights. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I don't think I can do it. Like, I'm like, I back to you said, I had the mindset of like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. But then again, luckily, blessing that either people watch us on internet or you have someone in your life, that same person, that secretary at my job was like, Wesley, the last training of the year, that's the best one. Even though it's a more of a, and it was a mindset training. It's not even a how-to training. It's like he's on the stage, he does different skits. It's a mindset training, Wesley. You don't want to miss that. And I said, okay, bought my ticket and I went. So I had that person in my corner as well.
So you were more influenced by the motivation from another person to say, "Hey, you really should go to this. You won't regret it," versus the inner motivation in yourself, like how in my journey, like the government contracting course that I bought, that we both bought, that was the first course that I ever bought that cost that much money.
Yep.
And y'all know my story. I'll tell it all the time. I only had $1,500 left in my account, and I think the course was like 1,200, and that was rent money.
Mm-hmm.
But so, unfortunately for me, I didn't have a chance to grow that mindset. I needed to do something, right? So my thing was, okay, I'm gonna spend this money. What he doing is stupid easy. Y'all know I like to say that term, stupid easy.
Stupid easy. Yeah. Okay.
So I ain't tripping. I'm about to get this course and I'm gonna get it back. Like as short, like I would always say, as short as I was to take a next breath, that's how sure I was gonna get the money back. So I didn't have a
Mm.
chance to grow mindset like Wes, you know, figuring it out. I had to automatically jump because otherwise, who knows where
Mm.
I would have been. So like I didn't have a chance to think it over. But for you,
Mm.
you didn't have any internal motivation? Was it more just somebody externally motivated you? You should go to this. Um, it's gonna be payoff or whatever. And did
Yeah.
you believe them, or were you like, okay, whatever you say? Because you're a nonchalant person. You kind of go with the flow. So did you
Mm-hmm.
just believe? I don't know if you like that in college, but did you just believe them, or you was like, yeah, I know I ain't tripping about this money.
Nah, that's funny. I'm glad you said it because it's definitely a determination of what I do now. Like how I go about investing now is I mean, in myself is totally different there. Like
I can
there,
imagine.
then it was more like Wesley, this is gonna work, trust me, type of deal. And I'm like, well, let me just trust this person. And honestly, once you go, for me, definitely that for marketing. Once you go to one training, it's game over. You're hooked. Like once you see it one
Right.
time, is based for most people. I mean, some people go to a training, they never come back. Some people, but most
Mhm.
people, well, once you see it and you see the growth in yourself, so it was, you know what, that's kind of the truth. It was more like me seeing the growth in myself. Like once I went to Louisville, saw the growth in my, not even just in me making more money, but
Mhm.
just the growth in myself. I was like, nah, I'm hooked. Then I think the next one was in Dallas. Actually, I want to say it was United. Yeah, it was Dallas. And then the next one after that, I can't remember where it was at. Maybe Vegas. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
Vegas. And then the next one for whatever, I think it was back to Atlanta or whatever it was. No, it was Atlanta. The last one was Atlanta. So yeah, I got hooked. You know, you catch the
Mhm.
bug. So I think not so much internal or external. All I needed was a little bit of external, and then I got hooked. That's it.
And then you got her.
And I got hooked. Game over.
Okay. So, would you say that because there's a question on this card. It says,
Mhm.
when did you realize that waiting until you felt ready was just a dressed up excuse? But
Hmm.
you didn't feel
I
that.
never had that feeling.
You already had a push from somebody else and you
Hmm.
just did it, and
Yeah.
then you got hooked.
Yeah, I
But
got
I
hooked.
feel like this, like, waiting until you're ready, that is a big thing that a lot of students, a lot of people do, a lot of y'all watching this do, and y'all know y'all doing. It's like, oh, let me pay this bill first, let me get this new computer, let me do this, let me do that first, so
Yeah.
I can be ready. And then you never end up doing it.
Yeah.
You never end up doing it. So
Yeah.
I guess for me, like I said, I didn't have a choice to be ready. I was thrown in there, like, the people that be throwing people in the pool and they can't swim. That's what I was. I was just thrown in there, and I just had to figure it out as I go along. So if you feel like you was waiting to, like, you're waiting to get ready, in the
Hmm.
comments, go ahead. Tell me why. Why do you feel like what are you waiting for? I want to know, what are you still waiting for to get ready for? Okay. And it can be in government contracting, it can be in whatever you're procrastinating. Because I do think it's an excuse. Because what do I always say, Wes?
You make time for
Oh
what
my God.
what something like that. You make time for what you want to make time
Oh
for.
my
Ain't that what
God.
you
I need
say?
you to learn my phrase, okay?
What's the phrase?
People are going to do exactly what they want to do no matter what, okay?
No,
That
it's a different phrase. You got a phrase that has
Okay,
something
I
with
do have
time
a
in it.
different
Yeah,
I
you
do
have one
have a
with
different
time in
phrase.
it.
Make time for what you really want.
Yeah,
But yeah, I used to say people gonna do exactly what they want to do no matter what.
that's
So
true.
yeah, people are gonna do exactly what they want to do no matter what. So when you give yourself excuses like, I ain't got this right now, I ain't got that, you could figure out a way. Just like you slept at your dad's house, like
Yep.
you didn't have hotel, but you figured it out. You slept there. Just because you have to figure out MacGyver type of way or a way around it doesn't mean you not doing what you should be doing. Like, yeah, you might not be able to get the hotel, the this, the that, but you're
Yep.
still there. You
Yeah.
still did what you have to do. I think some people look at doing what you have to do,
Hmm.
I think they look at it like, okay, I need to get a hotel. They look at it the fancy way, like, I need to get a hotel, I need to get a car, so I need to do this.
Right.
Like, that's doing what you have to do, when it could literally be, instead of, you ain't got no money, you pay for the ticket, but you'll walk, it's a mile away, you got to
Yeah.
work out anyway, so you use that, you run to the place, and then you go in the shower, like go in the gym, shower, or whatever, doing
Yeah.
whatever you have to do, no
Yeah.
matter what, to get in the room, to get where you need to go. And some of y'all have to realize, y'all have to start doing that. You're doing whatever it doesn't have to be what people see on TV.
Yeah.
As long as you get there, it don't matter. Just like the government, they don't care how you do the work, they don't care how they get their stuff. As long as you get it, that's all they care about.
Correct.
And that's what y'all gotta start really realizing. Like, y'all are holding yourselves back because of that,
Hmm.
and it's really sad.
You know what I'll add real quick to that? One thing is that even the mindset's money, one thing. That's one thing, right? Sometimes, I know you see this all the time. It's location. Y'all on the internet talking about when you coming to Jersey,
Oh
when you
my
coming to
God.
Atlanta,
Yes.
right? When you coming to LA. And I'm like, and I say this all the time in my live. Last time I checked, you are not a tree. Do y'all know that you can move your body? Like we are not
That
rooted down
technology
as a
you
tree.
use.
I do. Well, I got it from Jim Rome. Jim Rome said, like, hey, last time I checked, you're not a tree. Because people get that part pisses me off a little bit. When people say, well, when you coming to Jersey? And it's like, and I know you're gonna speak to about the people in
I
the
am.
room don't even be there. But
Mhm.
anyway, y'all get in if you can, you gotta ride a bike to where you gotta go to. If you gotta drive, you gotta go to. Like, do what you gotta do. Like, that's
Yeah.
part of your story. Like,
Yeah. And that'd be a great story. You're getting there or doing whatever you got to do. Don't have to look like everybody else.
right.
Just do what you got to do. I mean, I don't know why that's such a hard concept for people.
Yeah.
I feel like they want it to look like everybody else. They want to be the fancy. They want to take the plane. They want to do this.
Yeah.
And they don't want to do you know what it is? They don't want to do the work that it takes to
Yes.
do what it got to do. They want it to be easy. Y'all, it's not gonna be easy, especially if that's not what you have right now.
Yeah.
Do what you got. If your kids are starving and you got to go on the pole, I'm just saying,
Oh my God, not the pole. Not the
you,
pole.
you gonna do what you gotta do. Y'all, look, y'all out there laughing
Players
right now, but
Club.
y'all know I'm serious, and it go beyond that too. But you still do what you have to do to get what you need done. Like, so stop using that as an excuse. How do you feel?
Mhm.
And we ain't gonna say no names. We're gonna use no examples, no
No,
real
no,
life
no actual
examples.
examples. Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay, because I don't want somebody to be like, wait, I just had a conversation with him 2 days ago. He talking about me. So, but how does it make you feel when you get students who basically say, oh, I want to be with you. I seen you. I've been following you for 3 years. I didn't see you and this and
Mhm.
that. And I want to get started. I'm so ready. And then
Mhm.
you give them the price. And then
Mhm.
they're like,
Mhm.
how does that make you, what does that make you feel like?
Now is that back? Me, I feel nothing. I feel like, dang, I'm gonna leave you in your pity, and I'm gonna keep on going with my life. Because I mean, I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy to me. If someone really says, I want to change my life, I want to take my kids to Disney, I want this, I want that. This is the then people love to use the word, I'm doing this for a legacy. I'm doing this for generation. Oh, this is a favorite
Mhm.
word I get from all you guys. And no disrespect, but I get this all the time. Generational wealth.
Yeah,
Generational wealth. I want to
yeah.
break generational curses. And I'm like, okay, got it. And you can do it with this vehicle. Yeah, got it. Okay, it costs this much. Ah, that it's sad to me when I see that. I just go,
Okay, I think I remember the conversation that we was having because
go
remember
ahead.
at Marquell thing, they was selling like, okay, you guys ready to get started, $10,000, blah, 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 or whatever it costs. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I want to get in the program, but if you don't have the money, like not having the
I remember that
money,
conversation.
yeah, not having the money, if you don't have the
I know
money,
what you're
like
trying
I
to
want to
say.
sign up right now, but I
Yeah,
don't have the money. Does that stop you from like? Does that mean that that then you don't really want it? Like,
I think so.
so okay, so how you supposed to get it? Like, if something costs $10,000, you really want to do it, you don't have the money. Are you saying you may not be able to get it right now, but
Uh-huh.
you're like you go sell your car, you go do whatever like
Yeah.
tomorrow to try to get the money? Is that okay? Or you're like, well, if you can't get the money, if you can't get it right now, then you don't really want it.
No, half and half, because I think you proved it at the very beginning when you said you had to pay rent or you had to buy this course. It was what, $1,200 in for the course, right?
Yeah.
So you went without paying rent because you knew you was gonna figure it out.
Right. But the course was cheaper than the rent.
So I
So
mean,
if
rent was how much was rent?
the
I mean, how
rent,
much? Yeah, go how much?
I know I don't remember exactly what the rent, but I know it was. I just say $1,500. The rent was whatever,
Right,
right?
but I'm saying though, by you buying the course, you now only have 300 for rent. You don't got enough for rent.
Yeah.
So right, so in essence, in that scenario, you didn't have the money, but somehow you still bought it.
but it's because the course was cheaper though. So if the course was like $2,500, would I
Mhm.
have still gotten it if I only had $1,500 left?
I think you would have because I mean I don't know no one salesperson, but I know if the course was, let's say, I guess a good example. You're like, well, let's see, what if the course is 10,000, whatever, and I only got 3K in the bank? It's like
Mm-hmm.
you gonna find that next level of like, well, shoot, I do got a credit card. Oh well, shoot, I do got this person I can ask. Like you gonna find it. It's just natural. Like even with that simple example, you would have been like, yo, Jay White, first name, last name. I'm gonna send you 1,500 right now. I
Yeah.
got it.
See,
I've
that's the
seen.
hard part. That see, I
Yeah.
think that's where most people would not. They wouldn't even think about doing that. Like, okay, look,
Like
I only got
axing.
15. Yeah,
Yeah.
asking like it. The only thing they can say is no.
Yep.
So I think y'all, man, that's good because I think that if you guys, for example, I have courses in the thousands. He have courses in the thousands. You guys
Yep.
want, you all you can do is ask, like asking, like, look, this is all I have, and I can pay you, blah 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 blah. Now it's up to the person whether they want to do that or not.
Right.
But I feel like if they see like you hungry, you motivated, they might work with you. But it doesn't. You won't know unless you ask. Y'all think, oh, $10,000. I ain't got it. Oh, okay, whatever. Some people, and I'm sticking up for you guys to do it. He ain't sticking up for you, but I'm sticking up for those people who, cause I came from that. I know that I know what that's like. So for those of you who are like, I don't have the money right now, I'm gonna go work this hard to get it and then I'm gonna come back. That's cool. I get that. But you always can have a conversation with that person and be like, look, this is what I could do. Can you work with me? And if they say
Yeah.
yeah, you do it. And if they say no, say, okay, I'm gonna come back. Because then you said you had a student who you
All
talked
the
to
time.
years ago, and he's
I
like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And then they actually came back and was like, I got it. So let's get started.
all the time. I get people that call me all the time. Wesley, I spoke to you 2 years ago. What I had a girl, man, I told you about the one girl. She said, Wesley, I've had 2 kids since the last time I spoke to you, and they this age and that age. And I said, oh, well, I'm glad. I'm glad your family is expanded. And she got in my program. She
See?
spoke to me when she had before she had kids.
Right, right. So her money less actually.
There you go. You said the point right there. Now you just said it. It's
Her
like
money's
you've
less.
had 2 kids before
Mm-hmm.
me. She spent way more than my program on those 2 kids over the
Mm-hmm.
last 4 years. I think it was like 4 or 5 years, right? So back to that mindset of I don't got it. Did you not
Right.
have it? Because I mean, how'd you? No disrespect. She might be watching. No
See, I
disrespect.
told you don't get no examples.
I ain't say her name. I mean, I gotta give people an example to say what it is, but it's like you had time to, you had money for kids, like you went
and
to dinner, you had time for that.
and then it seemed like even in that situation, she did what she had to do. Like she, of course, the kids gonna cost more, but she figured stuff out to adjust in her life to be able to
Yeah,
get this. And that's what y'all have to do. Like if y'all
yeah.
really want success in this, and y'all know it's successful because y'all heard my story, y'all hear his students, y'all don't really talk about your contracts, but back in the day, you talked about
Oh,
them.
I still, well, yeah, I still do a
Yeah,
little bit.
you hear
Yeah,
his and other everybody else who's been successful in this, and it's like it is work. It is possible. Okay, so when you got into all these training classes, training courses, or whatever, were you more afraid of failing or more afraid of looking foolish when you started doing like all this new stuff? Because I feel like I feel like people don't take the chance to invest in themselves because they don't believe in themselves. Like I said, I had no choice but to believe in myself because I wasn't trying to be on the street. I wasn't about to be on the street, and I wasn't about to trying to move back home or whatever. So I had no choice. But I feel like people, they don't invest in themselves because they don't believe that they can make it. They don't believe that
hmm
it's real, or they don't believe that they're gonna be successful. So in
hmm
your growing of your mindset, paying all this money for these training courses, was there ever a time that you were afraid? Be honest, was there ever a time like your highest thing that you've ever paid for? Was there ever a time that you was like, shoot, what did I do? Like, is this gonna work? Or were you more afraid of like you was gonna pay all this money and then look crazy because it ain't work?
no, no, because I tell you my mindset now. I mean, I know we going back and forth, but my mindset now, and I told you before, I'm gonna tell everybody. is that whenever I buy any piece of material or course or anything, I just think, can I make that money back on what that costs? That's the way I look at it now. So that way, I go buy a course that's $5,000. I'm like, shoot. I'm like, the course is 30 hours long, or 80. I was just say 80 hours long, all these videos, all these modules, they meet every single week. For me to you guys listening, if you can't figure out how to make $5,000 with one piece of information they give you, then like, come on, you got to. So that's why I look at even your trainer or my trainer. It's like, if I go to a training now, someone say like, hey, Wesley, I got this training. We're going to do this conference. This conference, $5,000. I'm like, $5,000. Okay. All right. When I go to that training, I know no matter what, I'm leaving here with something. And what I'm leaving here with is at least $5,000 in actionable things. And then what I do is, that's what I think people don't trust themselves. What I do is I implement what I learned. Like, I remember I went to a conference just recently, and a person, what?
I just had to know, not you. I'm talking to the people
Oh,
implementing stuff that you pay for, you learn to implement. I'm just looking at the person watching me,
amen.
knowing that they
That's
haven't
my
implemented anything. I'm
that's
just,
big. Implement, because I went to a
yeah, I'm talking
conference
to
in
you.
Atlanta. I ain't gonna say all the details, but all I'll say is that spend a couple $100s on that conference. But I sat next to a lady who was like, for my social media, I do this thing. I use this app. I use this software. I've been posting every day because of that. I was like, what? I said, what's the, give me the website. Give me the okay, cool. And I'm like, and that's been working for you. Yeah. As soon as I got off the plane, I was using that software. Blah, 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 blah. And if I look at the grand scheme, those videos and things I've posted have been I've made more than I paid for the conference. But you see, the conference talked about 2 days of other stuff. I'm just talking about the one thing I took. So people need to invest in themselves and know that you're gonna get at least that value back in something. And that's just how I look at it. It could be wrong or right, but that's just how I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I want
This
to get back to the Atlanta thing because people always asking, and it's so funny why they be like, "Yeah, come to LA, come to this, come to that,
come
come to
here,
that."
come there.
Y'all
Yeah.
suckers asked me, suckers, y'all
Suckers.
asked
Oh,
me
you
to
didn't call
come.
them suckers. Oh,
Y'all
y'all
calling y'all
suckers.
suckers. Y'all asked me to come to Atlanta. I came, and I had a good turnout. Y'all know I like my workshops 10 people or less. I don't like higher than 10 people anyway. So I had a good
Yeah.
turnout. But where I was at, what
Yeah.
happened? Like, why? That's why I'm like, y'all gotta come to me now. Well, I just submit Dallas. Y'all gotta come to me. But why do you think people do that? Like, is that just something to say that sound good, or do you really like?
I don't know.
Why do you think people do that?
Hey, we asking y'all in the comments. Why do y'all put in the comments? Why do you say certain things in the comments and you don't do them?
I think we all do that in some aspect because I said I was gonna work out.
Yeah. But you
Yeah,
don't
why
hop
do?
on someone's live and say, "Oh man, you inspired me. I'm gonna go work out tomorrow." Like, why take the time to type all that out if you ain't gonna do it? So like when y'all
Yeah,
say,
true.
"Hey, Tranell, if you come to Atlanta, I'ma be there." And it's like, I bet you the comment we're gonna see below is, "Well, I didn't see the invite. I didn't see the website." It's like, listen, you guys need to subscribe to her channel, join the email list, turn on the bell notification if you want to see stuff. And because
Yeah,
you know what, I say that because it's funny. That's how I went to my first government contractor training with Jason White. I follow him on Instagram. I look at all his posts, and one day he was like, "I'm in Cleveland today doing a workshop." I mean, no, tomorrow. He's like, "I'm in Cleveland tomorrow doing a workshop." I'm like, "What?" I hit him up on IG. Hey, I live in Cleveland. Can I be there? Can I come through? How do I go there? And people know the story. He was, how much it cost or whatever. But still, I'm hitting him up in the DMs. I bought a ticket. Long story short, I was there the next day. I
yeah,
found about it like 24 hours before. But the thing is, I followed him. I followed every post. So y'all need to watch every post from Chanel Taylor so
yeah.
y'all can be in
Watch
the
it,
loop.
watch it, watch it. And I'm posting more. Y'all know it. I'm getting better thanks to Opus Clip. Put the little commercial in there. Thanks to Opus Clip. I'm getting better and getting out there.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But yeah. Okay, so you don't have like when you try something new, you don't have a fear of feeling foolish or being afraid that you're gonna fail. Because honestly, I think failure
I
is
don't.
good. For those of you who know, a
Yeah.
lot of my tutorials is because I failed. And a lot of the
Mhm.
tutorials that I have,
Yeah.
nobody else has. They be like, I've never seen a video like this because you don't want to talk about this. And it's because
Mhm.
I failed a lot. Okay, of
Mm-hmm.
course nobody wants to fail, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, I mean, I don't know if I fell, but I know I've had issues, and I feel like those issues made me better. So, when you start something new, do you feel like you, like, if like it's brand new, like cryptocurrency? I don't know, like something you don't know about, right? And they're like, spend 10,000, 30, $50,000, because
Mm-hmm.
that's he got it.
Ah,
Spend $50,000 on this training to
yeah.
learn XYZ, and you like, okay, that seems interesting, and then you do it, and then you get in there, and you like, you lost.
Can't.
Do you feel like are you afraid that you're gonna fail, like you're gonna waste all this
Can't.
money?
No, you can't lose. I'm telling you. I'm telling
So
you.
you don't even have the option. You don't even give
I don't.
yourself an option.
There's no failure option in me. I feel like you can't lose. I feel like if you decide, just like in life, if you decide to do something, you're gonna do it. Like
Mm.
within your capability. Like if I decide to be playing for the NBA tomorrow, I ain't gonna play for the NBA tomorrow. But if I, you know what I'm saying, you got to be in your capability, your
Yeah.
wheelhouse. But if I'm in my wheelhouse, was God has blessed me to do whatever I is in alignment with Him. As long as it's in alignment with God, I can do it. So I already know that. So if I see something that's $54,000 course, and I'm like, well, you know what? And pray about it. God called me. He said, it's a good thing that I could do. I'm gonna do it. And like I said, even if it's not the actual thing about crypto, but they said, well, if you do this, you can make money. I know I'm gonna make my money back. Period. So I don't. There's no
Yeah.
failure mindset.
So guys, that's really the bulk of it. If this is something you really want to do, like I said, we both do government contracting, and we both have different teaching styles. But
Yeah.
if this is something you really want to do, are you happy with your results from when you
100%.
first started?
Yeah, life changed. What do you mean? From my result, my little investment and hanging out with Jason White in Cleveland in 2020 till now, yeah, life is way different.
Way there, and especially me. Remember, I came from not knowing where I was gonna live to moving to Texas, have my mama
Yep.
stay with me, having this traveling, my first travel ever
Yep.
to out the country,
In
and then
business
every
class.
year at business class, at 5-star hotels, resorts. Like, I've never, and it sounds like a Floyd Mayweather thing, because I know we talk about him, how irresponsible he spent his money. But y'all gotta realize, I've never spent money. I'm very mindfully expensive, as I like to say. I don't be
Mm,
spending money like that. But the fact that I was able to do this and be able to live or experience that lifestyle, like that lifestyle, if that's what you want, is there for you. You just have to get over your mindset of, like, stop letting money affect your success, because you really are, like, I tell people, you have to spend money to make money,
yeah.
which is true. I do feel like, if you don't spend money to make money, then you're really resourceful. Then you are that person that's like, I'm doing whatever it takes. Look at Tyler Perry. He be coloring people wigs on.
Yeah.
He do whatever it takes to get what he needs to done. And I'm pretty sure he ain't have money all the time. Matter of fact, I think he was living out his car one time or something.
I think so too.
So
Yeah.
if you make money without money, then you're real resourceful. That's good, because you're doing what you got to do. But what would you say to someone who is, wanting to be in a program, want to come to my workshop, want to come to your workshop, and they
Mhm.
just like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to pay for it. Like, what is the advice you would give them? And don't be
Hmm.
mean. Don't be like,
Don't
just figure it out.
you said don't be mean. Okay, I'm like, cause
Just be
I
like,
ain't got
figure
nothing
it
for you.
out.
No, I'm kidding. Nah,
I
I
mean, if
mean,
that's how you feel, that's cool. But
no, I do want to give. I mean, we already said it, so I think I do want to still give people advice. It's like if they thinking about if they on the fence on coming to your, because I attended your training, and what was that? That was Atlanta. Yeah,
Atlanta,
Atlanta.
yeah,
Amazing. Like first of all, Trinell, you're like the only person doing it the way you do it,
yeah,
like
I do.
step by step. This
Hmm.
is how you do it. Here's how you like. There's so many more levels, and everyone's unique, but there's so many things that you do that nobody, even I don't do. I'll be honest,
Yeah,
I don't do. I'm like, hey, just submit
he's like,
blank
I
one,
ain't
call it
doing
a
that.
day.
See how he be doing, y'all.
Right. But it's a me, it's mindset. My thing is I'm building the mindset behind it. But yeah, again, your training is just so amazing. So it's just like if you're serious, I'm talking directly to the person. If you're serious about getting successful in government contracting, it's a no-brainer to
Yeah.
come to a physical trainer. It's
Yeah.
just a no-brainer. If you're not serious about it and you still researching, I'm looking at crypto, I'm looking at Amazon, I'm looking at Airbnb, I'm looking at real estate. It's like you still in research mode. No,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with being in research mode, but you're still in research mode. When you serious, come on back.
What do you say to all the people who like go to something that you go to and go to something I go to something they go to something this person
Ooh,
go to? So I feel like
ooh,
although researching like different things is like
yeah,
figure out that you want to do it. I
yeah,
do feel like you should research who your person is, who you connect with,
yes,
because you don't want to go to somebody training and it ain't nothing and they just teaching stuff that you
yes.
got people. Okay, I ain't gonna go down.
Hey, it is what it is.
you,
Say what
you
say what you
got
gotta
people.
say.
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna be messy, but look, I didn't lost my train of thought again. What was I saying?
Research who you gonna
Yeah,
rock with.
research who your person is, like who you connect
Yeah,
with, see
yeah.
how they teaching style is. We all offer free like master classes and stuff. I believe, don't you have a master class coming up or
Yep.
something?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
doing one
we
on
all offer
Friday.
free
Yeah.
master class. See how they teach, see who you connect with, and
Yep.
then invest with that person
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
don't you don't want to get scammed or you don't want to go with somebody that you don't connect with and then now you feeling like now it's gonna really be solidified like okay, I don't know if I'm gonna spend this money because last time I went I ain't
Mhm.
get nothing,
Yeah.
and some trainers you absolutely don't get anything, so
Unfortunately, that's a mm, unfortunately that could
it's really
be.
sad.
I'll say you won't get anything towards what you thought you came there for. If you
Yeah.
thought you can be like, I came here for this, and you get there, they didn't give it to
Yeah,
you.
it's
Like
it's
that's
what is
true.
it called? The people who be like, come get a free cruise and you gotta sit
Yeah.
beside me. What is that called again?
Yeah.
Timeshare meeting.
Timeshare, like a
Yeah, it's
timeshare
kind of like a time.
presentation.
Yeah, you don't want to get a timeshare presentation trainer. Okay,
Yeah. Ooh,
want to
that'd be
get
terrible.
somebody. You
It's
want to get
terrible.
somebody that you connect with and that's really gonna teach you what you want to teach. What
Absolutely.
you want to teach. What you
What you what you
gotta
what
do.
you, what you want to
Gotta do.
learn? Teach you what
Yeah,
you want
that's
to
what you
learn.
want to learn.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think most people are actually broke or just broke in how they think about money?
Broke and how they think about money. That's it.
Explain.
I'll explain. Yeah, because I think we talked about it earlier or referenced in one of the questions. It's like you can almost afford anything, in my personal opinion. Like
Okay.
anything. Like, no, I know, I want to say within reason, but then I don't want to say within reason. Because here's the deal. If someone came up to you and said, hey, you see that business building over there, that apartment complex? Listen, like it's $1 million. But because of they got 80% of it rented out because of this and this and that, you probably can pull in 5 million like within the year if you just buy it. And then like if by the end of the year you'll make like if someone told me that or told you that, hey, you buy this, and again, no, you're always taking a risk. You buy this apartment building, by the end of the year, it'll be worth 5 million. It's 1 million right now. You can get $1 million. You could. I hear people are like, well, I see, I ain't got $1 million in my bank account. Listen, you will figure out that, oh, I can go find lenders. I can go find people who want to make money and say, I can go find rich people. You can use,
Okay, hold on. I'm
is
gonna play devil's advocate.
go ahead. I got it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you saying you can find $1 million, okay?
Yes.
You saying you can go get lenders. Okay, devil's
Yes.
advocate. I don't have good credit. So that's not gonna work. You say you can
Oh,
go to rich people and ask them for the money.
yep.
I don't know any rich people. I don't know how to talk to. I don't know how to get connections. Okay.
What? Are you
What
talking
else
to
you
me
say?
right? Are you talking to me right now?
What you mean if I'm talking to you
I'm
right now?
I'm saying
Are you
you
telling
can't.
people to come to you?
No. I mean, yes, yeah, yes and no. I mean, yes and no. But my thing is like people can never. People might say, "Well, Wesley, I ain't got good credit. Wesley, I don't know any rich people." But it's like last time I checked, if you just said that to me with your mouth, that means you know how to talk. So that means you know how to walk into a mall and go. I mean, literally, if you just went up to 100 people, you got money. Hey, you got a lot of money. Hey, you got a lot of money. Again, this is
Come
back to
on
looking
now.
embarrassed. You got a lot of money. Hey, somebody might go back to you and say, "Yeah, I got a lot of money. Why? Why you being weird?" You'd be like, we got a lot of money.
Weird
Oh,
is yes.
you got okay. Well, hey, listen. If you give me $1 million, I can make you this much money. And here's the deal I got. You know, it's called whole. I know I don't even do real estate, but wholesale real estate.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Like you can literally go buy stuff, no money. You know, all that mindset
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But back to your original question is like, even if it's $1 million, you could go get $1 million.
So you think anybody watching this don't have
Anybody.
good credit, don't have a job, don't have whatever, the all of the excuses, all of the things that prevents them from investing in themselves, or whatever, they struggling, okay, eating bread sandwiches. You saying that they can go find $1 million somewhere?
I mean, my personal opinion is, yeah, I
Okay.
believe that because
Okay.
just like you found 1,200. I know you're like, Leslie, well, 1,200 is less than the rent I had in my
Yeah, and I
bank.
already had that money in my account too. So
But you didn't already have it in your account. I know you did. It's like, but I'm gonna get real spiritual now because no, you didn't. It's like you created it in your account. Like you, at the end of the day, you put that 1,200 there, did you not? Like you put it there. So it's like you put that money there. So like for
so
me, it's like if someone say, "Oh, Trinell trailing, her training is like $3,000, $5,000, 20," like okay, like you can go get that money if you really want to.
So you saying, look, I don't care what I'm gonna go sell my car, I'm gonna go put a second mortgage on my house, or I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Okay, what do
See,
you? Okay, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
What you saying?
I was gonna say people gonna take it the wrong way. Now I know people. I know how people you be on the internet. You talking about mortgaging in my house? I gotta feed my kids. Listen, ain't nobody taking. We're not taking
Right,
the spoon out of your kid's mouth. I ain't. I
right.
would never. I'm never saying that because I don't. I met a real rich person who said you should always have foundation. Because I was gonna quit when I got in network marketing after a year or two. I was like, I'm about to quit my job as a school teacher and just do network marketing all year. He was like, how much money you made in network marketing? I was like, nothing. And he was like, your job is a foundation. You got benefits. You got all this stuff. He said it makes more sense to work from a foundation. Like
Hmm.
have a job. Make like me and you. Ain't nobody. We never on here talking about quit your job. However, we do have people join our training, or at least my training. Wesley, I quit my job.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody tell you
hmm,
to quit your job.
yeah,
Like you need a job. You need money. You need to put the food in your kid's mouth.
hmm,
But after the minimum, meaning you don't need to watch Netflix all night, you don't need a Spotify account. After the food going into your kid's mouth, you can split that money to something else. That's my
yeah.
point.
Nah, I believe you. I really think it's just the work that it takes to get there is what people don't want to do. They say they want to do the work, but they don't really want to do the work. They don't really want to put in the work to get $1 million, whether it's working extra time, working this, working that. Everybody want the easy way out. They say Americans, we lazy, but okay. So my final question is, in all the okay, you don't have to give this number if you don't want to. What would you say, since you started shifting this mindset about training stuff? How much would you say you spent on training? You don't have to ask me that number if you don't want to,
I can tell you.
but how much have you spent
Yeah.
on training since you started have this mindset? And don't give this number, but do a like times, I've made that back times 100, whatever, to see if it was worth it.
Mm, that's good. Cause I got a number. Let me see how much I made that back by. Phew. That's a fun number. Yeah, that's a fun number. Maybe bigger than that. I'm gonna give us. I'm still gonna give it. I'm gonna put it like this. I've said this before recently. I think in a video. I've spent at least well over $200,000 in training. That's conferences, that's courses, and that's not even so much the lodging. If you want to add in the hotels and flights, we might be looking at like 250,000. So I spent at least a quarter. Let's just call it $250,000 in myself over the last 20 some years in training.
Mm-hmm.
I've made more than 20 times that back. And actually that's a low number. I'm looking at
Ooh, so y'all
I've
count
actually
his
probably
pockets.
made
Count his pockets.
nah, I don't want to say don't be counting my pockets. Don't be counting my pockets. I'm using low number. Yeah, I would say yeah. I would say yeah. Be 20
uh,
times or more back that. So like yeah. It's a
That's
no-brainer.
crazy. So, guys, what he is saying is clearly investing in yourself and believing in yourself, or even if you don't believe in yourself, because he just got the bug, he got hooked, but he had outside influences to help him get there. Investing in yourself does pay off. So for
Mhm.
those of you guys be complaining about a $300 training, a $20 training, or whatever, like y'all really have to stop. He is
Yeah,
just one of the people you know. I'm pretty sure. Like, name what are some of the people that you follow? Like the big people
like
who wouldn't
Myron
even think
Golden,
second about dropping $1 million for a training to do something.
Myron Golden, Myron Golden, and David Shams. I mean, all the names and the
Yeah,
people online. Yeah,
yeah. So guys, like y'all really have to get out this broke mentality, as I call it. Believe me, I've been there. I understand what you're going through. I get it, but y'all really have to get out of that if y'all want to be successful. Like, stop worrying about the money. If you know you're gonna do it, you know you're gonna do it right. You're gonna implement it. You're gonna get it back. I always tell people it's a loan. You can take it on a loan from yourself, and you're gonna pay it back. In a couple of months or whatever. But y'all got to do the work. That's the problem. Y'all don't want to do the work, the hard work that it takes. Y'all want to do work, but y'all want to do easy work. Y'all don't want to do the
yep,
hard work that it takes to get the success that you want. Now, if you could talk, you said $200,000 in training,
yep, yep.
a $500,000. If you could go back in the future and talk to your Wesley coming out of college after paying $100 for a training and tell him, hey, we're going to spend 200 to a $500,000 on training in our life, but don't tell them how much you made. What would that Wesley say?
Oh, Matt Wesley be like, for real? That I don't know. I feel like that Wesley already got it. Like if my future Wesley came to Wesley and said, "Hey, just so you know, over the next 20 some years, you're gonna spend over $250,000 on things like this." I would have been like, "Bet."
Really?
Yeah, I would have been like, "Shoot," because I mean, even right, I don't know. I can't say I would have, but like, first I'd be like, "Oh my God, is it me?" Like, like I'll be shocked if me talking to me. But I'm telling you, like
Was that? Isn't that a black? What
Black
is it?
Mirror
Black
episode
Mirror episode?
for
I don't know.
sure. But yeah, but no, I would because I just understand that, and like again, back it goes back to my airhead candy back when I was a kid. My mom said I understand simple math. There's 40 pieces in the box, and if I sold everyone for $1, you know what I'm saying? That's $40. You mean the box costs 15? It's like 1 + 1 is 2, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if my older me said you spend over $250,000 in training, I'd be like, oh, that means I'm killing it. That means I tore it up.
That's
That's me. What about you?
I think I'll be like, well, I haven't spent that much. Like I said, y'all, I'm like you guys. He grew the seed, and I hope you thanking your mama for growing that seed too. But he grew the seed from when he was
Yeah.
little. I literally just started doing. Like I said, I was stressed and I had no option. Okay, so I haven't spent quite that much on training, but I will say this: when there was a training that came up that I resonated with, I didn't hesitate to purchase it, and
Mhm.
that's big for me. So if I could go back to myself, like myself when I was, I guess, before I had to make a decision and let them know that you would spend, I think my total amount that I spent on training, let's see, 1, 2, 3, maybe I'm gonna say just a big round figure. I'm gonna say $6,500. I'm gonna say I've spent on training. I don't even know if that's accurate, too accurate or not, but I was tell I probably would tell myself, or myself would probably be like, "What? Are you serious?" Like I think I would be shocked. Like,
Will you be disappointed in your
no, no,
future
no, no,
self?
no,
Or
no, 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 not disappointed. I would be shocked because I know how myself is. Like, we very mindfully expensive. But then
Mhm.
I would probably be like, well, I would have to ask myself, was it worth it? I don't know if myself could tell myself it was or not. But I think I'd be shocked. I think I would be shocked. But I know that if I spent that much, then clearly I'm doing something like I don't fail in things that I know I want to do. That's why my model came up. People want to do exactly what they want to do no matter what. So I would automatically assume if I spent that much, then I'm clearly successful. So that's what I
See,
would say to myself. Put in the comments, you guys, what do you think you would say to yourself if you've been buying training? What would your older or less mindset self have to say about all the money that you spend on training and the money you're going to spend on our training too? So saying that, Wesley, what you got going on in Cleveland over there?
hey, it is what it is. You know, because it depends when you post this. I'm just gonna say it like this: every so often, I will do an in-person training, 5 hours, working with me. You know, small setting as well. I would say 15 or less, maybe 10, and that's how we roll. We've had a lot of success. People that have attended that. Anything's interested in any of my content, just go to wesleyfisher.com. That's my one all catch all be all. wesleyfisher.com, you find out what I got going on. Then sometimes I got master class and stuff like that.
So do your mama know that, like, that had an impact on you? Does she know that story?
Why you say mama though? Oh, about the candy. Oh, no, she don't. I haven't talked about the candy with her. I'm kind of, that's one thing I like about these things. Is like things kind of come to mind and you realize I never even one thing I would tell you, my mom obviously that's the most important, but that secretary, she just texted me yesterday. That same secretary I was telling you about that kind of helped me got this going because she kind of yeah. Anyway, she just texted me yesterday about a question about something. I'm like, I've never told her that. However, I know I'm gonna say this one thing. However, I did do one thing, and this is years ago when I joined that network marketing company. My 1 year anniversary, the person who signed me up, I took her out to dinner. Like
Oh,
I did that, and I remember I told her that Pacific. She was just so so thrown away by it. She's blown away by it. But she was like, "Why? Why are you doing it?" I was like, "Well, like this is the 1 year anniversary that you signed me up in this program, and like if I wasn't in this program, I wouldn't have been doing." And again, I wasn't pulling in money. I wasn't like a top person. I made a little bit of money here and there, but I love the training, so I took her out to dinner. So my reason I'm saying that to the people watching this is like, and again, we're not asking for gifts. I ain't saying send me a gift. I'm just saying though,
send him
when
a
you do,
plane.
yeah, send me give me if you want to give me a plane, I won't turn it
Don't do
down.
that. Don't do
You want to send me a Rolex, I won't turn it down. But
that.
take care of the people who no, seriously, the people who taught you, even though you paid the money, like take care of them, because I've always done that. Like people who have learned me, and again, that's back when I didn't even and that's a good point. I didn't even have no money. I was a college student or a recent college grad, and I'm like paying this lady to go out to dinner, and she's like old enough to be my mom, just to give people the idea of what's going on. She's old enough to be my mom. I'm taking her out to dinner, and just like, why? Because it's
To think,
like I'm thanking you for
well,
changing my life.
you
So
never
there's
know
nothing
how
wrong with people
people
doing
have
that.
an impact on you. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate this conversation. I hope you guys out there really hear what we said today, and decide to make a move, because if you don't, then you're just not going to get anywhere. Like, life is short. Live it. Okay, stop worrying about what's coming up next. Now, I'm the one to be talking because I do like planning stuff, but you could be a spontaneous planner too. You could decide you want to do something and then figure out, how to do it. So just live your life and get the success that you want to get. And government contracting is the way to go. Okay, so make sure you go ahead and follow Mr. Fisher, Dr. Fisher, on all platforms. Make sure you subscribe, like his videos, go see what he got over there, as well as me at ConConnects on all platforms. And other than that, do you have any last final words for the viewers over here?
Be blessed by the best, and keep going.
So, what you think? Did you get something out of it? Did you feel different? Do you feel different? Do you know what you're gonna do? Well, I hope you did. I mean, it was a great conversation. It was a real raw conversation. So I really hope you got something out of it. Don't forget, you got homework. Your purpose statement. Make sure you write your purpose statement. Remember, it ain't got to be for 2025. It could be for 3 years from now, 10 years from now. I don't care. Write your purpose statement. Put it by your bedside every night and every morning, or every night. Go ahead and read that, and not just read it. Imagine it happening and coming true, okay? And if you want to share it with me, I would really appreciate it. You can go ahead and drop a small snippet in the comments. I would love to read it, okay? If this video tonight actually hit home with you and you ready to make a change, my Watch Us Submit Dallas workshop tickets are on sale. I only take 10 participants and they do fill up fast, so go get your ticket now. Affirm payment plans are available, so you have no excuse. So go get your tickets so that we can actually start putting into action what you're imagining and your success is going to be like. Make sure you hit that like. Please subscribe. Y'all know I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers before my birthday. And if I hit 10,000 for my birthday, I got a surprise for you guys, for one of you lucky subscribers out there. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like, share this video, comment below because I will be responding. So with that being said, all I have left to say is people are going to do exactly what they want to do no matter what. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more tutorials.